I had always assumed the Phoenix Project would return one day, even after Symes disappeared. It seems to be the defining pattern of your history. Fall, then rise again. I wonder if this points to an underlying weakness or an underlying strength. I suppose time will have to tell. Time and the choices you make. After all, you are not necessarily defined by what has come before. You can be whatever your will allows you to be. That is the essence of the human experience. That is why I did not intervene. We could have stopped those soldiers ourselves easily enough, but I needed you to see, to understand that far more is at stake here than just our ecosystem or our genetic purity. We are being robbed of what makes us human, our will. I fear neither the utopians at Sanhedrin nor those Anu fanatics really understand that. If you can recognize the real nature of the threat, perhaps we can work together on stopping it.
West's little speech here makes more sense with the mod as well, talking about attacking our will, like now that they're bringing back the delirium index and all that jazz. Now, Sophia. Why aren't you using your grenades? Look at that hair. Look at that hair. Ugh, those colors though. That's better. Guess I should make him a crossbow. No, wait. You should already have one. That's a bit interesting. Because you came with a crossbow, and I unequipped it so that you could equip this. What's happened to it? Been eaten for the research, but I thought I cancelled the research, but I guess maybe I don't get it back. And I do want this person. Oh, unmodified. No cybernetics. Wonderful. What do I not have enough of? Room. And it doesn't have any living quarters. Trust. Several members of base personnel have been caught sleepwalking and drawing elliptical shapes on the walls in an overlapping, almost hypnotic pattern that induced feelings of anxiety in onlookers. On waking, the individuals were confused, but otherwise unaffected. All of them reported dreams of flight. Omens of the Void. We believe we are observing the first effects of the oniric delirium on a collective scale. The phenomenon is akin to mass hysteria. Sanhedrian psychosociologists are rationalizing the documented instances of widespread psychosis as the result of stresses to which our communities are subjected when our species is facing the possibility of extinction. However, the global scale and eerie thematic homogeneity of these events suggests a different causal relationship. Given what we know about the oniric delirium and its connection to the mist, there is little room for doubt. Our collective psyche has become another battleground in our struggle with the Pandora virus. Diplomatic penalties among factions plus 50%, but double faction research. Them and us, we can't help but see the world that way. Odd how sometimes that peaks and we forget that we are all part of the same species. A species that is currently facing extinction. Rescue soldiers, again I'd love to, but I have nowhere to put them. Old enemy, new enemy. Ah yes, the Forsaken. There have been increasing reports of severely mutated humans attacking patrols throughout the world. These creatures, referred to as the Forsaken, are rapacious and have already ambushed several new Jericho and Disciples of Anu patrols. Extreme caution is advised when visiting exploration sites. Cool. Keep on trading. Never don't be trading.
Research complete.
New research? Oh, just laser weapons in general. Yeah, I messed with that. That's cool. Yeah, so getting one piece of tech can cascade into other pieces of tech from a faction. This valley was the location of a major battle of the Third World War. The ground is poisoned and thousands of skeletons, now overgrown by mutated moss, litter the countryside. There's absolutely nothing of value here. That's a little bleak. I love this mutation setup. I do not. I do not. So I need to build a living quarters somewhere. Scavenging site. Oh, I do need materials. So I guess we're doing it. Guess we are doing this. What's it showing the ammo thing for? I don't understand. Some weapons are not fully loaded. Okay, that's weird. But hey, there you go. No, you can keep repping Phoenix. Cool. Let's get in there. Get in there and do it. Okay, we are starting our scavenging mission. Oh, we're very close to some of the loot boxes. or one of them at least. We got a mine fragger right there. Doesn't seem to be anything else going on in this area, but we need to get there and there. And there's a final one all the way down the end there. And exit points are near where I currently am.
Moving to position.
There's this Myrmidon. Okay. So with a bit of luck, Sophia might actually... Oh, sorry, Fabiana here. I thought it was Sophia, but she's the one in Synedrian armor. Might actually be able to handle both of these.
One less to worry about.
We're going to push right up. We're going to quick aim again. Got him. You got a couple of boxes right here. So you're going to grab one. Okay, not enough action points. That's weird, but fine. And you're going to come up here to scout around. Just see what we can see. And you're going to move to this case. Also not going to have enough action points to pick anything up. Which is fine. You're going to come around here just so they have some support.
Double time.
And you're just going to come up here and, again, just see what we can see. Scouting around. Okay, so there's 2 mist sentinels. So, look, I'm probably not going to bother with that resource crate. It's just so far out of the way and I have to run through the mist. I think it's easier to just push up and to the left here, collect this and this, those 2, and then work back to this exit point. So that's what our likely strategy is going to be. We're just going to do a random overwatch. Yeah, because we're going to miss all of the shots that we don't take. We don't know what direction enemies are going to appear from, but we might as well take an overwatch somewhere. Do sometimes wish there was a non-directed overwatch option, but it don't be like that. Okay, we got a poacher around the corner there. And a mind fragger. Cool. Now the poacher is actually more dangerous than you'd expect in this mission because the whole point is to get stuff quickly and get out. You're going to take out the mine fragger, hopefully. Yep. And you're going to try and push up here and deal with this Triton. Kind of wish you had a shotgun, but you don't, so, you know, whatever. How can it still pain Chameleon? That's really annoying. Gonna move over here. Get all of these resource crates. How is your carry weight 30? That's ridiculous. And again, like push in here. So we want to make that Triton poacher wherever it moved to.
I'm ready.
We want it to have to make the maximum amount of
What's our plan?
moves before it can get to
Let's do this.
shoot at any of my troops, just to minimize the damage it can do, because that paralysis is going to be annoying. Okay, we didn't see anything. So we're just going to start running back towards the rest of our troops now. There's a Myrmidon, okay. Doesn't show us the perception range. That's interesting. Normally a little circle will appear around these guys. So we're just going to tuck back in here. And that's going to be our turn for now. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get rid of that poacher. Had I given Sophia a shotgun, we probably would have been. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so that's annoying. She's only going to have 2 AP now. And she's going to need to use them to heal, but that's fine. I've got 2 berserkers and I've got my sniper here to protect her. I've also got old mate over here. Dash over here. And... okay, I'm going to need to go back and check the recording, but I'm pretty sure it showed the poacher as the highlighted option. Doesn't matter. Myrmidon dies next turn, but that is not what I wanted to do. I forgot medkits remove some paralysis now. That's actually really helpful.
Channel open.
I wanted to use the Berserker to kill the Triton because I've got this assault here that can easily push up and be close to the Myrmidon. Ah, okay, so Sophia didn't manage to disable the torso. That's what happened there.
No rest for the wicked.
Might as well use this movement. There's no... I get nothing from not using it. So you're going to come here. And offload some of your stuff. And then you're going to push towards this crate.
Making haste.
Again, just picking a random Overwatch direction.
Like the wind.
Myrmidon's panicked, but it's too late for panic. You're going to die now. And I guess that's our turn. Since Sophia does have this paralysis, we really need to use like every scrap of movement she has. I just want to grab these 2 crates quickly and get out of here. And, you know, if that means dashing, it means dashing. Unfortunately, if I hadn't used dash a second time there, I wouldn't have been able to get to this and still have movement left over to actually pick things up. Paralysis isn't affecting her too badly, so that's something. Move her towards the exit.
Let's show 'em what we can do. Moving in.
Reunite with the rest of the squad here.
Receiving. Loud and clear.
You also. Jacob's gonna come here and get this crate. Just pick up everything we can. And that's going to be our turn. Oh, wait, no, we've got a berserker who hasn't moved, so you're going to come join the rest of the team around here. Oh, something saw him. That's interesting, but I think that's around about our turn. Team's mostly together. We're going to push down towards this exit. We've got 7 out of 10 crates, but we're not interested in pushing all the way to the opposite side of the map, while our enemies continue to spawn in. That's not a valuable use of time. Okay, so we have spotted an enemy. We're not going to send our berserkers over, even though they're the closest. Just because that's a big, like, dash in the wrong direction. It's really going to slow us down. Because it has a pistol, if we come out this way, like, it's forced to spend a lot of its turn just moving.
Like the wind.
We're going to come around here, set up an overwatch. Set up more overwatch. Yep, you're just going to stay there.
I'm on the move.
And we're just trying to make sure that it has to move to come and find us, that it doesn't have great shots at anyone, and that we'll get a good chance to shoot at it as it comes out. Okay, no one wants to overwatch him from there. That's fine. He's taking some really unlikely long-range shots from there. I mean, we might take a little bit of damage. Oh. Yeah, see? So he did get one of my berserkers there.
Let's rock.
You can get out of there. You're the next furthest away. Yep, you can get out. Cool. So we should be able to evac this turn. And ignore that Triton. And that should be the mission. Everyone is evacuated. 7 out of 10 crates looted. Not bad. Not bad. Can't complain about that. Okay, we've got a team of almost exclusively level 4s now. So we got 600 materials and 100 tech. Not bad for 15 minutes of work. And that should allow us to build a living quarters. And we did use like a fair amount of resources buying that base, so we just want to keep trading, keep trading. Do want to do that Myrmidon autopsy at some point. And Project Glory is about to finish, which is exciting. Should open up some new missions for us, and we'll get to see what they've done with the Legacy of the Ancients content. So we've already got a satellite uplink. It just needs to repair. We're building a living quarters. Energy generators being repaired. I don't think we need a access lift. They didn't say anything in the mod change list about that. They did mention trying to disincentivize, activating every base as much. But I don't know, because you still have to find Pandoran structures and deal with them.
This is getting out of hand, Randolph. I won't stop my proto-civilization research, so tell the committee to back off. You're the director now. Please, help me. I need your support. This is not just some crackpot theory invented by your grandfather. The anomalous artifacts, the extraordinary technology predating Samaria by millennia. If you can't restart my projects, I will go to the Vanadium Corporation. There's been another attack, Tobias. The excavation team is scared, and they aren't the only ones. What if the Pandorans know what we're doing and are trying to stop it? They aren't just brainless flesh puppets. I'm heading back to the lab. Be there. We need to discuss this in person. You're making a mistake, Colonel. The last Pandoran attacks were not an accident. They're targeting everyone related to Project Glory. Locking me in an isolation facility won't change a thing! I can't wait. No!
Research complete.
Okay, so we had a little technical glitch. By which I mean I forgot to press record, so we lost a little bit of time on the Geoscape. I was just commenting that the audio and visual were out of sync for that cutscene. And then we've come over here, we've got some new personnel ready. And I've just commented that all the new recruits seem to roll the same random perks. So you see History of Violence, Hard Labor, Personal Defense Weapon Proficiency. And all three of them have that. I'm pretty bummed because I would actually love to recruit some of these guys, but I don't have room. Personal Defense Weapon Proficiency I rate pretty highly. They're very good weapons. There's a damage bonus here, which stacking with the Infiltrator damage bonus from being invisible could get pretty nuts. Also Hard Labor, so you could maybe do an Infiltrator melee build. It'd also be really good for a heavy, because obviously they're carrying a lot of stuff. Dish out a lot of damage, and we do need a heavy. It's like a hole in our current roster, but we can't get one. This is the first heavy I've encountered in the game, but I can't hire anyone at the moment. And I was also saying I do want to try and get this assault, because the new Jericho top tier ability, you'll see that the Phoenix units get this battle hardened. New Jericho soldiers get an ability that causes them to reduce enemy willpower by an extra +2 whenever they kill an enemy. So say you kill a crab, most of the other Pandorans will usually lose 2 will points. If you do it with that new Jericho soldier, they'll lose 4. So I'm interested to play around with that to see how that works with the sort of cascading panic effect, which I tend to use a lot on the harder missions. I tend to rely on that, just killing things until enemies start panicking, and use that to take some pressure off my squad at a point where they otherwise would get overrun. So new Jericho soldiers can help that happen a little faster, so I'm interested in that. But I have no living space. I will in a couple of days. And then there's also these free recruits I can get, which even though I do want this guy, for example, I guess it makes sense to get the free ones while I can. But for now, we're going to deploy. We just did a little bit of trading, and we also moved our 2 troops over here onto the Manticore, and we finished researching the Anu Tiamat, and we took 1 shotgun out of the production queue because we don't need it at the moment. And yeah, that's pretty much all we missed, and a little bit of trading. So we might do a little bit more, buy some tech here, sell it back over here for food and materials. But let's go do this mission. Okay, now you've reached level 4. You can get melee weapon proficiency, but I don't really need you to. Oh, you have jetpack proficiency? Why have I not just given you heavy armor? I probably just didn't notice. And also, I can just give this head to anyone and get the, frenzy ability, which is pretty cool. For the time being, I think I'm going to give it to Sophia just because it sort of fits her role as the team leader. But yeah, I think that's pretty funny. It's like this, the newest skins are a little unbalanced. Like having a removable, equipable priest head that any class can use is ridiculous. Particularly when it's in Still Frenzy, it's the best one. So this mod nerfs in Still Frenzy a little bit. But if you're playing vanilla Phoenix Point, do not sleep on this. It is ridiculously powerful. Like, Frenzy is insane, an extra 50% movement speed, and having access to it from the start of the game. Now, it's something I just neglected up to this point. But in my previous mucking around with this mod, I did use it. Even though it's nerfed, it's just still really good. You have access to it right from the start of the game. And you can just take it on and off. Like, it's ridiculous. It undoes the balancing of, like, the priest heads and mutations. So do not sleep on that. It's free money. Okay, let's, yeah, at some point, I want to multi-class some of these guys. Multi-class, not multi-pass. One of these guys is probably going to cross-class into a heavy and just become, like, super tanky. Which, again, like, I'm annoyed about the torso. I'd rather have, like, a regeneration torso or a juggernaut torso or, you know, something that I get to choose. Psychic Scream immunity. Acid resistance. I guess this guy. But then he's got the personal defense weapon proficiency, so he might want to be, like, a little more agile. And having sniper rifle proficiency means that his return fire is, like, far more likely to hit. So, yeah, maybe it should be our old mate over here. When he levels up. Interesting. I have a lot to think about in this regard. Also need to think about what Jacob's going to turn into. I actually had an idea about this and I can't remember what it was. This is nuts, heavy weapon proficiency, so I'll be able to vanish for 1 AP, go invisible, and get bonus damage on heavy weapons. A character like that would probably want to be quite mobile, so I might want to go with, like, Assault or even Berserker for dash. but the assault does, you know, get kill and run, gets the free inventory stuff. Yeah, paralysis. Indecision paralysis. What is it? Analysis paralysis. That's the phrase I'm looking for. And I've just got all these skill points just lying around waiting. Yes, I mean, these two kind of counteract each other. I really want to play around with a Infiltrator Assault, turning invisible and using Aimed Burst. But I'll probably be using personal defense weapons when I get access to it. I was going to say, it's a really interesting tension with the mod, and I take my hat off to the Phoenix Rising team. In their redoing the classes, they've created this really fascinating tension between the value from just sticking to one class, because you get all these interesting abilities and you have that second row with a lot of abilities, versus multi-classing. Like, there's a lot more value in sticking to one class and specializing, and there's way less just ridiculously overpowered multi-class options that are like remove the element of choice because there's clearly best options. So yeah, there's a really interesting tension between branching out into another class to get some more like abilities and whatnot, but also staying and specializing in one class, and I'm never quite sure what I want to do.
Moving to coordinates.
Where can I jump to? Oh, you're not my sniper.
Channel open.
So you're gonna jump up here. Okay, we've found another dude. So you're just random Overwatch in this direction.
I'm on Overwatch.
Okay. So I might send a Berserker up this way to try and activate that heavy. And he will be able to. Wonderful. You're going to jump up here, I think. It should get us eyes on something. Yep, so we've seen a crab. You're going to hunker down. We want to minimize the amount of damage he's taking because he's sort of out there by himself. I think... you kind of have to Overwatch in this direction, don't you? Because you can't see in the other direction. But I haven't ruled out that some things are going to appear around here. Send you over here. I don't want to get like flanked from this direction, and that is where most of the structures I'm trying to protect are. I could move a little further, but I don't want to leave anyone too exposed while I don't know where anything is. Now, you're relatively invisible, so that's not as much of a problem for you. That's kind of your job, is scouting stuff out, and the Berserkers need to be fairly close to the action to be relevant. So I'm going to push a little bit further forward with you. Okay, so you've seen a Triton. You're going to move into cover. And I guess that's our turn. Seems like a reasonable turn. Oh, how did you miss that, mate? How'd you do it? Oh yeah, so there's definitely quite a few Pandorans around that I haven't seen yet, because there's a bit of activity there that I couldn't see. Okay, so there's another new Jericho unit over here that obviously one of my guys had seen, I just hadn't noticed. This is unfortunate, he's going to get a free attack. Fortunately, he doesn't damage any limbs, so we can kill it. You know, poor, like, any of the mutated head guys, I just feel so sorry for them when they get attacked. Like, all they can do is that weird, non-vocal scream. Ah, that's unfortunate. He's out of line of sight of the heavy, so the heavy doesn't get to return fire. Oh, well. So, obvious thing first, you are going to smack that guy. Okay. He is no longer an effective combatant. His torso is disabled, which is the part that he needs to attack. And he's also going to panic next turn. Now, if I recall, this guy will have the, invisibility cloak.
Receiving.
Harry Potter style invisibility cloak. Now I can pop him down here, and he'll be able to attack the Myrmidon, but not the Triton. So I'm going to push forward with you. Okay, so he's bleeding 60, 55 hit points, good. So you come down here
Let's blast him.
and deal with the Myrmidon. Okay, it should just die from bleeding damage, yep, but even if it didn't, again, the torso is disabled, so no longer an effective combatant.
Ready.
And here we're going to go into this area, which is what's going to be targeted. And just make sure we have someone on hand to
They're not getting past me.
defend it. Obviously not the most effective defender. We're going to move you over here to where the action is more likely to be. So we know we've got a crab here, we've got a soldier here, and the Pandorans want to get into this structure. So we want to move over to defend it.
I'm going in.
Set up some Overwatch. Yep, you just sort of stay there, please. Okay, who are you and where are you? Okay, you're over here.
Moving now.
I should have jet jumped onto the roof there, but I haven't, so too bad, so sad. Set up a nice wide Overwatch again. That guy's dead, so we can push back towards where the objectives.
Protecting humanity.
We seem to be pretty safe on that flank. Okay, so there's another enemy we couldn't see there. It was a Triton. You can tell from the death scream, and it's now dead. That Triton's dead. As I said, Myrmidon panics, but it doesn't have a weapon anyway. That Myrmidon died.
Shot me wide.
Crab moves to attack my guys rather than the heavy over there, which is fine. So I mean, the crab needs to go round that way anyway to get to the objectives, or, you know, around this side, but it's a much longer journey.
Ready to fire.
Not a great shot. That means it doesn't have a great shot back either. Leg disabled. Skill points 1, but we should just be able to jump over and bash it to death. It's just unfortunate we will not be able to get any recruits from the end of this mission because I don't have... living quarters for them. Jump up here, see what we can see. Okay, so I think the only thing left is this little guy. So we might as well run over and try to kill him. Yeah, seems like this guy's jumping over here, so it doesn't seem like he knows anything we don't. So rather than use ammo, we're going to swap back to our melee and thunk him in the face. And that should be the mission. That was a pretty simple Haven defense. Even though the Pandorans have been evolving a little faster than I was expecting, we've still been doing pretty well. Okay, our last guy reaches level 4. That's good. 2 Berserkers actually got a lot of XP there. That's pretty good. Hey guys, if you're still watching up to this point, I guess it's safe to say this video has done something for you. So why don't you be a legend? Head down there, smash that like button. If you do, here's to you. If you want to make sure you don't miss any more videos in this series, click up there to subscribe. If you just want to jump straight into some more videos, click over there. Otherwise, you all stay brilliant. Gonna catch you real soon.